When it comes to owning precious metals, I had questions, lots of questions. So my friends at U.S. Money Reserve introduced me to two former directors of the United States Mint. Then they took me to the actual mint, where the coins are made. Then they took me to the actual vault, where the gold is stored. They showed me the money. Then they introduced me to the account executives who answer the phone when you dial the 800 number. That was great. Anything else you need, they asked? I said, yes, actually, I would like to talk to some actual customers. Figure out why they made the choices they made. And they said, no problem. Where would you like to do that? I said, someplace pretty. They said, does this work? Yes, I said, that works. That's the plan. Real stories from real people. Let's go meet them. Right place.
Hey!
How are you, Rowe? How are you?
Mike, I've been waiting to
you?
meet you since I got here.
Oh my God, no pressure. Finding happy customers wasn't difficult. U.S. Money Reserve has been doing what they do for a long time. And when we put the word out, lots of people were eager to talk to me about why owning precious metals made sense for them. These are not actors. These are real people who took a simple step to protect the money they've saved. Today I'm talking to Bob, a guy who's done a little bit of everything. These days, he's retired, but still thinking ahead, not only about how to protect the money he's made over the years, but also about how to turn it into a lasting legacy for his family. I met up with Bob and his son, Brad, to hear why gold was the right choice for his family and what his experience was like working with U.S. Money Reserve.
I started out at the age of 20. I was directing some shows and so forth. I had the occasion to direct Ronald Reagan in a half-hour political show.
You directed Ronald Reagan?
Correct.
How was he?
Fantastic. What a gentleman. Shortly thereafter, the Beach Boys came to town, so I was able to produce and direct a show with them, and we had a good time doing it.
So where'd you go from there in the wide world of work?
When I was 23, I had always been wanting to get into business on my own, so I bought an A&W drive-in. So I fried hamburgers for a living, but it lasted for 18 years, and then I got into the installation business, then into a distribution business, into a solar business.
Bob, you've done everything.
Not yet.
You've had a fair amount of experience in business and a fair amount of experience making money. You know how to save it, obviously. The business of protecting it is the topic at hand. Why gold?
Very simply, because of the conditions of the world. Dollar is in a lot of trouble. And I don't care to have all of my eggs in one basket. And the stock market, sure, it's nice.
It's nice when it's nice.
Right. However, by purchasing the hard, tangible assets, I can pass that on to my children. I know it'll be there, and I know it'll be worth more than what I bought it for.
Has it always been on your mind to think that way about risk? Or you woke up one morning and said, that's it, I need a hedge?
No, it wasn't waking up one morning. It concern of mine over the years, and I just decided it was time to do something about it instead of thinking of, well, I'll do it next year or, sometime in the future.
I've spent my whole life working and thinking about earning. I don't know when, but suddenly I'm thinking about protecting. Playing defense. You feel like the world has gotten more uncertain as you've gotten older?
Well, I've lived quite a while, and I've seen it happen a lot of times. And right now, it definitely is not getting any better. And I'm afraid that a lot of our wealth, the common citizens like myself, are going to lose a lot of wealth in the near future. And that is why I invested in gold.
You make an affirmative decision to buy precious metals. Did you shop, or did you know that U.S. Money Reserve was always going to be the place?
Actually, I interviewed 5 different companies.
5?
Correct. The way it turned out with U.S. Money Reserve, they were so professional in dealing with them and sincerely concerned, I felt, about myself. And I've always felt you got to deal with trust and confidence in the person you're doing business with. And they expressed it. And so far, they've been living up to their word. And that's what I'm happy with.
Can you talk to me about the first phone call? I assume there was an 800 number. Maybe you saw an ad, you made a call. What were your expectations and were they met?
Exactly. They were met. And I am dealing with a gentleman by the name of Joseph. And he has been true to his word. I felt that he interviewed me in return, finding out what my needs were and what I was thinking of the direction to go with. He suggested alternatives. First of all, that I take my IRA that I had and back it with gold instead. And I believe that was the right way to go, so I did that. And then I bought physical gold from him. I figure the future, if my children will hold it for another 10 years, it'll have gone up in value a lot more.
You said you talked to 5 different precious metals companies. You basically auditioned them. What are the main things that U.S. Money Reserve did that gave you whatever level of comfort you needed to move forward?
Well, basically you can buy gold a lot of places. However, it was a trust factor that was developed in that first phone call with Joe. And from that point, we visited and we visited again, and that relationship built. And when I heard another company criticize, then I knew they weren't for me, because I don't go for that. I wanted someone that was talking with me, interested in what my needs were, and Joe filled that need.
Did you ever feel like you were being pushed, hurried along, sold, or was it more of an education, learning process?
With U.S. Money Reserve, it was a learning process, whereas with a few other companies, they were trying to push for the sale all the time. And that I didn't go for because I was in sales all my life.
You know when you're being sold.
You bet.
You can feel it. So what's the plan now as you look forward? Is the IRA completely redone? Are you going to continue to acquire as it makes sense to?
Well, I'm completely done with the IRA. However, picking up the precious metals, I may continue to do so. I've not reached that 30% level that I've been thinking about.
Speaking only for myself, when my financial advisor starts talking about IRAs and the words get long and my eyes glaze over, like, how much of the work did you have to do when you converted your IRA with U.S. Money Reserve?
Actually, all I had to do was see that the money transferred. It was very easy. U.S. Money Reserve said that they would handle it for me, and they did. I gave them the name of the firm I was dealing with the IRAs, and gave them the contacts, and they contacted them for me. I did a follow-up to reassure that company that this is what I wanted to do, and I had absolutely no problem with them falling in line and transferring that to the assets that I had in the IRA to U.S. Money Reserve.
Seamless.
It was.
Days, weeks, months? How long does it take?
Days,
That quick?
couple days, it was done. Yeah.
Did you sleep better when it was done?
Actually, yes. It was a great feeling to know that, hey, this is tangible asset that my children will have, and I know that much will be there. The rest of what I'm doing, I don't know if it's going to be there another 5 or 10 years from now, but this much I know they will have.
They say that information is power. Did you look at that gold information kit? Was that of any use in the early stages?
Yes, it was. I enjoyed it. The professionalism that was used putting it together, the credibility they were establishing with the kit, it all factored into my decision.
What advice, if any, would you have for somebody who looks around and sees an uncertain world and looks at their kids and wonders, what am I going to leave for them and how am I going to do it?
Well, I think they're at their point in life where they got to do a little investigation and find out from others, people with knowledge of what is going on in the world, where they think our direction is taking us, and then do the investigating, interview various gold companies to work with, and go with the one that they feel comfortable with, that they can trust and have the confidence in the representatives that they're dealing with. If they do that, they're going to be a lot more comfortable at night when they go to bed. Now, that I've had the experience of working with U.S. Money Reserve, I feel confident in recommending them to my friends.
U.S. Money Reserve is a precious metals leader dedicated to providing you with the most accurate information along with industry-leading tools and resources. They're a trusted and reliable partner who can help you decide if gold is right for you, and if it is, help you diversify your portfolio and start protecting what matters most, giving you the comfort that comes from working with the best. Wealth protection starts here. So if you're just getting started, ask for a gold information kit from U.S. Money Reserve. It's absolutely free. There's no obligation. Just call the number on the screen. The experts at U.S. Money Reserve are standing by to answer any questions you might have. Well, there it is. Real stories from real Americans. Regular folks who did their homework and then decided that gold was right for them. Is it right for you? Only one way to find out. Call the folks at U.S. Money Reserve. Listen to what they have to say, and then decide for yourself.